Samir Arora, founder and fund manager, Helios Capital, joining us this morning. Samir, very good morning to you. You know, these are interesting times where, and I say this, we're in times where everyone becomes part economist, part geopolitical expert, and of course, market expert, so everyone is. Trying to understand what Mr. Trump is doing and saying. What is your take? Is he maybe holding out for negotiations? Will we see some calm before April 9th?
No. So the good thing about Trump is, and this whole his cabinet or whatever, is that they all directly speak to the public.
Yeah.
There is no need to read reports by Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley's, because you can directly hear what President Trump is saying, what Peter Navarro is saying, what that Besant is saying, what Ludwig is saying. And all of them I have heard for out of interest, but I didn't realize it will be profitable for me. But for the last 4-5 months, I have literally heard every line that these guys said in every press conference that Trump did. And if you see, President Trump has been saying these things for the last 25 years. There was an article in Wall Street Journal which also had these videos, which are also available separately on Twitter and all, that in 1987, he was talking about how Japan and I forget, Korea are taking advantage of the fact that they sell their auto into US, and when you try to sell it back, it's very difficult and all that. He believes in it. There's nothing that is going to happen till 9th, and every line that these commentators have said was so obviously wrong. Just let me give you one example. So when this Federal Reserve, had its whatever press conference, they said that we are treating tariffs as transient. And then somebody asked them, what do you mean by transient? So he said that the tariffs will remain for 1 month. So even at that point, which is like maybe 20 days ago, for somebody to think that this was all a gimmick and then to be surprised, percentages obviously nobody could get right, but to be surprised that there'll be tariff across the board, that there's an auto tariff coming, all that they have said 5, 10, 20, 30 times. And yesterday only, that means I hear it in the morning, there's this big interview of Peter Navarro with one of your global channels, which is your competitor in India also. And you just listen to it and you know that unless he's being thrown out tonight, he's saying that countries offering zero tariff is not enough. That is just a starting point.
No, so the long and short of it, Samir, is then what is going to happen? Are we heading into? Are we heading into a Bill Ackman, kind of picture of a nuclear economic winter?
See, that depends on what you mean. We are used to high volatility, and because we do India and the US, these hedge funds in US, people, somebody wrote to me saying, oh, these guys are blowing up. I said they are blowing up because they consider 5% down as blowing up. So then they are blowing up. So the point is that the uncertainty is very high, but please let us not take that Donald Trump till today is just trying to bargain. He is serious about it. Yesterday, he was sitting with Netanyahu, and they asked him, oh, Israel is your friend, but you have put the 17% tariff on them. At that time only started, Israel has taken advantage of us. We are sending, I think, $4 billion a year or something and more. And so what I mean is, in front of the president, who's president of Israel, or prime minister, whatever, he's saying separately that he's my friend and he's a great partner. And then in 1 minute he says, but they are taking advantage. Same thing he says for India and for Mr. Modi, that he's my friend, but we have to charge. So he's serious. Now the question is, it was okay till now, but when China responded, that is where the uncertainty has gone to a high level, because you can't do deals. You tell me, we get excited, and I'll tell you about India later, but we get excited that because the electronics tariff for India as of today will be 27% or 23%, let's say, or whatever. And for you, China, something else. So therefore, Apple will suddenly move to India. Because for now, temporarily, without knowing the final negotiation, without knowing whether Trump will remain or the policies will remain after 4 years, they will suddenly move things to India in 1 minute. I'm saying this is high uncertainty. Do not do things which are related to US. And also separately pray every day that US does not fall a lot, that China also does not fall a lot, because if they all fall a lot, We may fall little, but we will then fall. So please, let's not every time look only at relative beneficiary. You want the world to somehow muddle along. Little lower is great, but much lower is reminds me of bad days when every market gets connected.